And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
This is so funny. I saw something hilarious the other day. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're at. This is Phil Zeller, Effective Communication. This is so funny. I was driving through Big Rapids, Michigan the other week, and I saw a sign on a building that said, "No regrets." And have you ever saw that movie, Meet the Millers? No regrets. And that's why I was driving this bill. I'm like, what is that? Is that part of the movie, you know, where, of course, the guy had the tattoo and he spelled regrets wrong on his chest? And sure enough, it was a tattoo laser removal center. I was laughing as I was driving by, and I thought, how catchy is that? Just like the movie. You don't forget some certain scenes in movies, you know, those things that just stick out in your mind. And the guy that had the tattoo that said no regrets, regrets. And I think about this all the time in communication, because you don't want raggarts. What you really don't want in communication is you don't want regrets, and really more so in communication. And go one step further, let's talk about your life. You don't want to have regrets in your life. Well, today, of course, this is effective communication. So we want to talk about what we can do to make sure we don't have regrets. And I'm going to say it wrong now because I'm thinking of the movie Raggart. We don't want regrets in our life, and we don't want them in our communication. And how many times were we in a situation where we misread something? We didn't get all the facts. We didn't know what was going on, and we jumped to conclusions. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget this. Probably one of the worst moments of my life actually happened in my childhood, like a lot of our worst moments, right? So there I was there in 7th grade, and all these different elementary schools came together and combined into a intermediate school, middle school. And as we're there, you're meeting all these new people. There's all new students. You don't know them. And every day when I went to one of my classes, there was stuff on my table. Somebody wrote on my tables, Phil is this, Phil is that. And I'm not going to fill in the blanks what Phil was, but it was not positive what people were writing on this desk, whoever this person was. And every day I'd come in and see this at my desk, and I'm thinking, who's got it out for me, right? Somebody's just saying mean things about me. They're starting stuff with me, and they're writing stuff on my desk. They're communicating to me in a fashion that I don't like, and I don't know who's doing it. So I'm trying to figure out who's writing this stuff about me that's negative. So one day I asked a guy that was a friend, and I said, hey, Craig, tell me, who's writing this stuff? And he goes, well, I know who that is. I know who's writing that bad stuff about you. And I said, well, who is it? And he said, well, it's him over there. And I'm like, it's him? He goes, yeah. I said, well, why would he do that? He goes, he's just like that. He does that stuff to people. So all of a sudden, Craig's getting me fired up because he's telling me what this other guy wrote about me. And so I'm starting to get fired up. I'm in 7th grade, right? You know, you're still trying to find your place in 7th grade. So I go over to him and I say, what's the deal? Why do you write this stuff on my desk? Why are you so negative? Why are you attacking me? This isn't cool. And he's like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have time for this. Just leave me alone. And I'm like, excuse me? You're saying these things about me and you're writing them down. And he goes, you know what? I don't want to talk to you right now. So just go away. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm trying to resolve this issue. I've got some misinformation right here, some communication that went awry. And I'm being told, of course, by this other guy that this guy is the guy writing it. And now he's not saying that he didn't write it. He's not saying that he did, but he's not saying that he didn't. And I did the thing that, again, that's going to create the regret. I made an assumption because he was avoiding me and not answering the question and not telling me that he did not do it. He didn't accept responsibility. He didn't deny responsibility. So therefore, I did a very human thing in 7th grade and made the assumption that he knew what he was doing and he did it and he doesn't care and my emotions and my feelings don't matter. So what I did in 7th grade is whatever a 7th grader would do. Well, most of them, not everyone, but some of them. I turned to him and said, well, you know what? If we can't settle this here, we'll settle it outside at the end of the day. Of course, being a tough guy in 7th grade, right? Well, he didn't show up at the end of the day. And the next day I was more mad because I had to walk 6 miles home because I missed the bus because I wanted to deal with this. So the next day I told him, you'll meet me out there tonight or it will happen the third day right here in class. And he didn't show up the second day. But that night, my mom asked me if she could speak with me. And she said, I got a very disturbing call today from a mother of another child that said you're trying to get in a altercation with him. And so I talked out with my mom, and I found out, you know what, Mom, you're right. It was on me. So here's the deal, folks. Get the facts. Weigh all the facts. Once the decisions reach, act. Don't make assumptions. You don't know. You don't know whether they did or not. And if you do this, you won't have regrets. So make sure you're doing this for every day. And if you want to know how to do this, here's a simple way. Write out the problem on a piece of paper. What are the causes of the problem? Make sure you know the causes of the problem. What are possible solutions to the problem? Write them down. And what is the best possible solution? You do this, and you will no longer have regrets in communication or in your life. Now go make it happen.